Hello, if you are just joining us, my name is Victoria and I'm with the Geographic Resources Division in the Intermountain region of the National Park Service. This is the second video in a 5-video series focusing on the essential GIS skills of selections. This video portion will cover manual selection. Here are our standard disclaimers that were read in the introduction video. Here is where we are on the video series. We are currently at the second video, Manual Selections. The exercises in this video will include setting selectable layers, selecting features in a map, selecting features in an attribute table, and viewing selected features. We are starting here in an ArcGIS Desktop version 10.2 session. The skills you'll be learning here are valid in many versions of the ArcGIS software. First, we'll be going over some foundational information. A layer can include a point, line, or polygon in the map and contains both geography and attributes, or records that are tied to each other. A feature is a singular object, for example, a single point here within a layer of visitor centers. The feature has both a location on the Earth as well as attribute information describing the point, such as categorizing it as a visitor center. Any layer, such as this trailhead layer, can contain many features. As you can see, there are multiple trailheads for that particular layer. Next, we will be defining which layer is selectable. Over here on the left side of your screen, you'll see a table of contents window. The ArcMap application has multiple modes which allow the user to do different things. The user can toggle between the modes by clicking the buttons on the top of the table of contents window. The default mode, which is currently selected, is list by drawing order. Another useful mode that you can explore at a later time is the list by selection mode, which we will not be using in this particular exercise. When we are setting a selectable layer, in the table of contents window, we will left-click on the List by Drawing Order button to ensure the table of contents are in the appropriate mode. Next, we are going to right-click on the layer that we want to select information from on this exercise, in which case this is the Trails layer. Highlight the Selection option and then select Make this the only selectable layer. Now, manually making a selection is commonly called selecting by clicking or clicking and dragging. The formal name is the Select Features tool. To select a feature manually in ArcMap, left-click the Select Features tool on the toolbar. You can see here that my cursor has changed a little bit. Using the Select Feature tools allows you to select features in the map or in your attribute table. In this exercise, we'll use it to select features in the map. Left-click on a single feature and that feature becomes highlighted. You can see it here in this default teal color. To select multiple features, left-click with the mouse and draw a box, and it will select all features that intersect with that box. Remember, that is a left-click with the mouse, continuing to hold down the left mouse button, dragging the cursor which draws a box, and when the box covers the desired area, releasing the mouse button at that point in time. To add one or more features to the current selection, hold down the Shift key and left-click on the feature or features to be added to the selection. There are multiple shapes that can be used to select features. If you use the drop-down arrow next to the Select Features button, you can see here that we can select by rectangle, polygon, lasso, circle, or select along a line. As you draw a line, it will select all the features that intersect with the line. Feel free to experiment with these different options. We are going to move on to our next exercise, which will be selecting a feature or features in an attribute table. To open the Attribute Table window, right-click on the selectable layer in the Table of Contents window, highlight and select the Open Attribute Table option. You can see here that our attribute table is open for our Trails layer. You can see 8 out of 290 records are selected. If I only wanted to see these features, I can click the Show Selected Records button. When I click that button, it goes to only those selected particular records. Next, we will click on the Show All Records button. These two buttons here can manage how you view the data. It is recommended to dock the Attribute Table window at the bottom of the ArcMap application window. This can be done by left-clicking and dragging this floating Attribute Table window towards the bottom of the ArcMap application window. Once you see these arrows appearing, highlight the bottom arrow and it will dock the Attribute Table window. Next, adjust the windows within the ArcMap application window by moving your cursor up and clicking and dragging down until you can see both the Attribute Table and your ArcMap window. As we move on to the next portion of the exercise, we're going to want to wipe that slate clean and clear out everything we have previously selected. One method to do this is to use the Clear Selected Features button on the Tools bar. When you click the Clear Selected Features button, all of your selections from any map layer will be unselected all at once. As we left-click the Clear Selected Features button, all the selections are cleared on our map. Our Select Features tool is still enabled. On the left-hand side of the Attribute Table window, there are small gray boxes at the end of each row. As I left-click on an individual row, it selects an individual feature on the Attribute Table. If I left-click and drag, it will select multiple rows that are next to each other. To add or remove single rows from the selection, hold down the Control key while left-clicking gray boxes. Each row of data is associated with a feature in the map. Notice here in our example, when a row is clicked in the Attribute Table, the associated feature is also selected in the map. There are a number of different options to interact with the selected features. It is important to pay attention to where you are right-clicking, because the menus can change depending on where you are clicking. We are going to scroll down in our Table of Contents window, right-click on the Trails, highlight the Selection option. Two main tools available to us. The first is Zoom to Selected Features and the second is Pan to Selected Features. When you select Pan to Selected Features tool, the tool keeps you at your current zoom level or scale and moves the extent of the map to center on the selected features. So let's select the Pan to Selected Features option and notice how our highlighted or selected trails are now in the middle of our map window. Next, we will go back to our Table of Contents window, right-click on our selectable layer, select Selections, and zoom to Selected Features. You'll notice that the extent of our map actually changes and it zooms in to just those selected features and centers on them. So once again, to review, we have selected the features in the map. They are visible down here in our Attribute Table. We can see that 3 out of 290 are currently selected. As we finish this exercise, click our Clear Selected Features button and it'll go back to 0 of 290 selected. In these exercises, we have set our selectable layer, selected features in a map, selected features in an attribute table, and viewed selected features. Thank you for watching the Manual Selections video.